Back to the grind with the only free MMA channel that fucking matters, full-time MMA. And John Kavanagh, head coach of SBG Ireland, aka Conor McGregor, says preparing for boxing way easier than MMA fight. Conor scoring 4 times as much. And I just want to come out and public service announcement real fast. Just because I'm on Team MMA and I'm rooting for motherfucking decapitate Floyd with the left hand, just because I'm living that fantasy, that don't mean I'm going to buy every single Team MMA statement that comes out like this shit right here. I mean, I'm just going to blindly agree to all of this crazy shit like boxing is way easier than MMA. That's an opinion, but I mean, it's definitely an opinion and that's what it is. But I'm sure it's an unpopular opinion. I'm sure, I mean, I see where he's coming from. Let me just get into what he says before I fully respond. He says, it's simpler because there's just less skills in getting ready for mixed martial arts. Boxing is an element, obviously, for boxing and MMA. We don't go into as much detail as we do for boxing's sake. He said, we're doing 4 times the amount of sparring for this camp we would do for an MMA camp. That's a huge amount of extra rounds. Now, like, you can be technical with this and say, see, it's easier because you don't have to train takedowns and jiu-jitsu and... But then, what about the cardio aspect? Because boxing, from everything, I mean, and now, you know, I'm not even going to get it too far into this, but I'm just going to say I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with this statement. Yes, you don't train for as many aspects of overall fighting in boxing, but there's little boxing intricacies that you do train for that John Kavanagh is probably skipping over. Because I really, is John Kavanagh like coaching Conor McGregor like fucking, well, like what is he Conor McGregor's head coach for the Floyd fight? Really hope not. That would be weird as hell. I hope he has like a real legit, I'm sure he does, I mean, being Conor McGregor, I'm sure he does, but I'm just saying, John Kavanagh's coming out here like he's putting together the game plan and shit. I mean, of course an MMA coach is going to think what they do is harder. But I guarantee you if you ask like a boxing coach, they're going to tell you boxing is harder. So, of course he's biased, and I don't know. I'm just not going to buy this. I'm not going to buy this biased opinion here. I mean, I do understand, like, you can be technical and say you train for different aspects. But what I'm going to say is for every different aspect you train in MMA, there's something that boxers are learning that you're not. When you're training takedowns, boxers are learning something about boxing that you're not. It's not that they're just repeating the same thing over and over. There's little shit boxers do, just that Conor McGregor's like I pointed out the article where there's actual professional boxers and MMA fighters, guys that have fought both amateur box but they're real MMA fighters. Ryan Davis was one of them, or Marcus Davis was his name. There was another guy. The article was on MMA Junkie, I believe, and I've talked about it before. So, but there's just intricacies. They say that it's a way different game. So I mean, I've already went too far on this than I needed to, man. Honestly, this is kind of John Kavanagh's opinion. I am interested to see what you guys' opinion is, because I know there's gonna be Team MMA. Like I said, I'm Team MMA. I'm just not gonna buy every single fucking little thing that comes out like this. That's a big statement to me when you say training for boxing is way easier. Like way easier. Like, okay, I understand. Ideally, you're saying it's like easier, but when you're coming out saying it's way easier, it's kind of sparring 4 times as much. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. It's really interesting because how much does that really matter? Honestly, you're sparring 4 times as much, but that's because you're sparring differently. So yeah, you're sparring 4 times as much with the hands, but as far as full contact, you know, sparring, as far as MMA spar, you're not MMA sparring 4 times as much. What are you saying? So you mean you're boxing sparring 4 times as much as you MMA? So oranges still different sparring. So I mean, what does that really mean? This is more like shock value type shit in my opinion. But I don't know, man. I mean, I'm interested to see the comments on this one, and fuck it, I'm moving on to the next video. This is just one video, and I'm just responding to it, man. This ain't life or death. I'm out of here. It's on to the next. Fuck you, Tap Matt, dude. I don't know what else to say, man. Fuck it, it is what it is. Let us know what the fuck you, Tap Matt, in the comments, dude.